Every time I'd promise God something, I'd keep running. And now that I go back and look at it, he was always behind me with his arm reached out, telling me, stop, I'll help you. And I just never would do it. And it took me going to jail to where I'm sitting there looking at 4 concrete walls with nowhere else to run. And that's when God really touched my life. My story starts when I was 19 years old. I got married. We just kind of went off on our own. We moved back to California in 1988, and we started doing meth, and that lasted our whole marriage. Our youngest son, when he turned 17 years old, I found out that he was smoking weed, and we just kind of started doing drugs together. And if there was anything I could take back in my life, it would be that. So we moved to Alabama, and a friend of mine called me and wanted to know if I wanted to make some money. So he shows up, and we started cooking meth. My sister was selling it for us, and we found out that she was selling it to cops, and that was the closest I had ever come to going to prison at the time. You know, kept running, and at the age of 54, I found myself in Clark County Detention Center, sitting there looking at 4 walls, and I was watching the story of the Bible, and my whole life started coming back to me. You know, everything that I had promised God, basically every lie that I said, it was coming back to me, and I just broke down. I went back to my bunk, got on my knees, and prayed to God. And when I got up, that was I felt such a weight lifted off of me. I mean, it was just an amazing feeling I'd never felt before. I went through a year of prison, and it was just me, my Bible, God, and I actually had the opportunity to write a book while I was there called The Life of a Running Man, because I spent my whole life running from God. I kind of moved around a few different prisons in Nevada, and ended up doing my last 3 months at Casa Grande, where I was introduced to Central through God Behind Bars. And that time at Casa Grande was it was probably the hardest stretch of my prison sentence that I did, because God really tested my faith. When I got out, we started attending Central, so we joined First and Second Step, started going to groups. Now we lead groups, and if you feel there's a voice behind you telling you to stop, I'll help you, it's the voice of God. And don't ignore it, don't run from it, accept it, embrace it, and just have an open heart to what God can do for you. You know, the last 3 years of our life have been the best years of our life.